I'm here at Rowan Oak, which is best known for being the home of William Faulkner, who lived here from 1930 until he died in 1962. It's right next to the campus of the University of Mississippi, which is now closed because of the coronavirus outbreak. I got a call that there might be some bones on the property, and the curator, who is also an archaeologist, can't come out and check. So it's my job to assess whether this is maybe a forensic case, in which case I need to call the police, or if this is something older, not a modern crime, where I might call the Mississippi Department of Archives and History and assess whether this is historic or something that needs to follow NAGPRA protocols and laws. So what people don't know here is that the building and the property used to be a plantation from the 1840s, built by Robert Shegog and his wife Mary. What does that sign say? Oh, shoot, bees! Bees! Well, I made it up to the house. No bees, it's good. Back to the 1840s though. Robert Shegog and his wife Mary lived here, and this is the original house, an antebellum period manor that they lived in with their family. We also know that they held some enslaved people, and until last year, we weren't really sure which of these buildings on the property was original. What might date to the antebellum period? Did we have a place where we know where the enslaved people lived? Obviously, they lived and worked in all the parts of the house. Some parts are new. You can see this overhanging porch here. That doesn't date to the 1840s. And we also know that Faulkner, when his wife left on a trip in the 1930s, decided to build his writing room over her garden, which we'll see in a minute. But this brick building in back, this building actually does date to the same period as the house. And we didn't know what it was. Faulkner used that as his smokehouse. You can see in the corner his study. But this actually was the place where the enslaved people lived. So we've got lots of possibilities, but they told me that the bones, or what people said were bones, usually they end up being goat or sheep or deer, something, there's still some hunting in this town, are over to the right side of the house. So I'm going to cut around and see what we can find. All right, I've come around to the side of the house, and here you can see a small ravine where I was told by curator Bill Griffiths that this may be where an old spring was. At least that's what Faulkner said. I don't know if it's still active, if we can still see any water. You can still see where the water drainage was going with this little slope down the hill. I also know there's nobody here. I gotta watch out for some other Mississippi things like snakes. Ah, there might be something down there. I better take the steps and go check it out. There, I focused in on it a little bit. I see something fairly white, which would not indicate a bone that had been buried for a long time, which in Mississippi should be stained a deep dark brown if it survived at all. There's some garbage here. Faulkner used to take his rubbish and throw it out behind the other ravine, but somebody's been here. And somebody's still here. It looks like this is a case for the coroner. I'll wait for his call. The first thing is to do nothing. Then, let's see what we can find. Signing out, waiting for the call from the police.